Good evening, my fellow citizens. I speak to you tonight in a spirit of hope. 18 years ago, the event of nuclear weapons changed the course of the world, as well as the war. Since that time, all mankind has been struggling to escape from the darkening prospect of mass destruction on Earth.
Doctors and lawyers and judges and priests all telling us what to think. Politicians and teachers and girlfriends and freaks pressing our buttons and stressing they preach. What's the point when you can't breathe? What's the point when you don't believe? What's the point when you can't see? What's the point? Better pray for what you want and work for what you need. So you better pray for what you want and work to be free, to be free, to be free.
In Vietnam, there was a much more diverse press, and there was also a greater degree of freedom coming from the civil rights movement and the great mobilization of large portions of the American public to speak out and to say what they thought about and what they wrote about. The American media itself, because of media concentration, has become less and less and less able to report. They certainly don't report things that they consider to be scary or too violent, even though they're covering a war which is too violent. In Vietnam, they showed South Vietnamese marshals executing people straight up with a gun to the head. They, I mean, these were famous photographs and films from Vietnam. So there's been a conscientious effort on the part of a consolidated media and a administration to pretend that war is some faraway game, and it's not.
Got some cops, some convicts, some snitches and thieves, cameras and satellites with eyes that don't blink. Yeah, they're watching you when you dream. Yeah, they're watching you when you sleep. They listen in on your privacy. They eavesdropping in on your free speech. And no one really seems to care, 'cause the media got them all scared. And what's the point when you can't breathe? And what's the point when you don't believe? And what's the point when you can't see? What's the point? So you better pray for what you want and work for what you need. So you better pray for what you want and work for what you need. So you better pray for what you want and work for what you need. So you better pray for what you want and work to be free, to be free,
in the house. And peace is a great thing, man. I wish everyone had peace, you know? A lot of that has to do with the government, and peace is priceless. It's definitely priceless.
I think peace is one of those words that's sort of like, what's $1 million to you? I've never had $1 million. I probably won't ever have $1 million. It's one of those intangibles, I guess. So when I think about peace, I have to think about like the little stuff around me, because I really believe that like your personal world builds up to what goes on in the bigger world. Maybe indirect or slow or whatever, but
I think that steps toward peace that people like me can do is to organize and talk and walk and march and whatever to oppose the policies of the Republicans and the Democrats, for that matter, for U.S. domination of countries all over the world.
It's all prioritized, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to put money above everything. And I'm not going to downplay money, because it is necessary, but it's just like, you know, some steps to things. I believe it's peace before anything, and religion and so forth. Without peace, there's no happiness, there's no anything.
from, you know, whether or not it's factory farming or war in Iraq where we're fighting the others, we're fighting some terrorists that has yet to be faced or named, or if they do have a face, you know, it's like over the top or charaded or media, you know, smoke in the mirrors kind of deal.
I would say stick together as a unit. You know, we all have one common goal, and that's, you know, better ourselves. There's a lot of poor people out here, a lot of hungry kids. We have money for wars, but we don't have money for, you know, for the poor. You know, right.
Little steps in my own little personal world, and, you know, even if it's just having certain items in my kitchen or reading certain books or living a certain way in my own house, eventually it'll trickle out to that ideal of peace, which I'd rather have than $1 million, even though I'm not really sure which one what they look like. I think I'd want peace over $1 million.
Without peace, there's no happiness, there's no anything. Peace is very significant. Remember that, America. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank
Ready to die all peace. So I tell you, God, be a better way.